So when you're angry, be angry. Just be aware that you're angry and make a choice about whether or not you go and you engage in a discussion with someone when you're angry. That's the choice that you can make. But it doesn't mean that you don't embrace the fact that you're angry.
Yeah.
You're angry for a reason. And pushing it down and pretending that everything is okay isn't going to get you to that authentic space within you. All it's going to do is eventually build up and build up and build up. And it's either going to make you sick because you continue to suppress it, or you're going to blow up at someone who didn't actually do anything to you, or you're going to blow up at the person you actually are angry at and likely say things that you don't intend because it's way too built up. So if we take the time to be authentic in how we're feeling and in our emotions, then we have an opportunity to gain the insight that they're showing us and make choices about how we're going to respond to them.
That's so important. I really appreciate you. That was very eloquent, far more eloquent than what I was bringing forward. So I really appreciate you, love. That's perfect. A great example. Instead of yelling at someone else, if you are feeling anger, go yell into a pillow. You're not going to hurt the pillow's feeling. And that's kind of the difference of, for example, of what I'm saying when you're seeking to feel your authentic self but not hurt someone else, then that's being aware of the action. So if you do need to yell into that pillow, get it all out, reflect, and then go talk to someone, or and that way you're not lashing out or hurting someone else in the experience, but you're still allowing yourself to feel what you feel. And it's also, what we were talking about before in multiple podcasts of like, if I'm feeling anger, I am angry.
Yeah.
Right. And it's because these things are fleeting. And I feel like one of the things I really wanted to kind of talk to you about today was about this greater maybe misunderstanding of this coexistence versus duality. And I feel like that plays a huge, huge part in authenticity. We look at authenticity almost like, I think as a society, as a result, and that you have to maintain that result.
Yeah.
And then when you do something quote unquote different, then you're no longer, you're viewed as like, oh, well, you're not yourself.
Yeah, you're not being your authentic self.
And it's like, well, I'm always going to change. The universe is always changing. We're always growing, always expanding, and so can we. So are we. Whether we're aware of it or not, that's two different things. And so if we're authentically ourselves, we may shift. And that's okay to shift. It's okay to make different choices. And it doesn't have to be the same. We don't have to be in this little box that's, hey, this is who I am, and this is the only that I am, and I'm just here. And so I feel like that's where maybe some of the disconnect and the trouble that people struggle with in terms of navigating how to be authentic is they're like, well, they're approaching it from this place of duality. It's either or versus coexistence, which is an and. I can be who I've been, and I can also be who I desire to be, and they can coexist, and I can make choices to kind of bridge that gap.